With my dancing. My husband says I dance like a Sims character. Like I should have it just diamond over my head. I'm like, I'm just really excited to be there, but I don't have the moves. But that was lovely. Thank you. Okay, so anyway, in prison, gum sells for $1 a stick. No shit, $1 a stick. Now, on the list of items that my dad, number 13A46B7, wanted me to smuggle into him in jail, gum seemed pretty harmless. He, in his letter, he had actually asked for a $100 bill. That seemed pretty illegal. And a needle, which seemed dangerous. Gum, I can handle. Now, my dad's prison is in Huntsville, Texas. And honestly, it's a lot less scary than I expected. When I got there, it looked kind of like a junior high school. It really did. The only difference was it had barbed wire and some armed guards, whatever. It was like junior high, and everyone was that stereotypical Texas friendly, you know? They're like, oh, it sure is a nice day for a visit, isn't it? Oh, you have that nice talk with your daddy now. And I'm like, oh, great, this is wonderful, thank you. And in particular, this one guard, pot-bellied guard with a white handlebar mustache, 10-gallon hat, cowboy boots. It was like central casting for Thelma and Louise. He was like, yes, I got the role, I got it. But he was really super nice, and he inspected me and my rental car, and he took a look at my driver's license, and he goes, New York City? Get a rope. Okay. Some of you younger folks might not appreciate this, but luckily I am familiar with the ad campaign for Pace Picante from the 70s and 80s. Basically, all these cowboys would sit around a campfire, and some motherfucker had the nerve to bring some salsa from New York City, and so they were gonna hang him. They were just gonna kill him. Because that's what happens when you bring New York City fucking salsa to a campfire. You just hang the motherfucker. So he makes this joke at me, and I guess I'm so nervous, I'm like, But this is Huntsville, Texas, which is kind of famous for executing a record number of people on a yearly basis. So he doesn't have good decision-making skills or good judgment, because I'm thinking, like, what the fuck would he do if somebody just busted through the gate? He is wearing cowboy boots. But I guess he figures, well, no, that somebody would never be a girl in high heels from New York City, and she most definitely would not be smuggling a jumbo pack of Wrigley's Juicy Fruit in the waistband of her slacks from Banana Republic. No, not her, not me. So he like goes over me with his little metal detecting wand, and it goes off, it shrieks right where I got the gum hidden, and I'm like, holy. And he goes, oh, don't you worry, sugar, that's just your belt buckle. I'm not wearing a belt. Juicy Fruit is wrapped in foil. Not something I thought about. But he just sends me on my merry way, and I go inside, and I wait for my dad to come into view. And when he does, I'm shocked. He is hunched over, he can barely walk, and he looks broken. And my breath is just taken away. I hadn't seen him in a couple of years before he went to prison, but seeing him now, my heart broke. And I wave, I'm like, oh, hi, Dad. My dad is in so much pain, he doesn't even wave back. He's like this. And I think, oh, I let my dad rot in prison alone. And that's when he drops the charades. He goes, ha 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 ha! See what happens if you don't visit me more? I'm an old man, ha ha! And he stands motherfucking upright and starts walking with his trademark strut. Oh, yes, my dad, who is in jail, is deaf and a prankster. And I'm like, you jerk! He got me. He got me with that one. Not cool. But it was a relief to see him vibrant and standing upright, and he was missing a lot of teeth, but otherwise looking like Elvis of his youth. And we go and we sit down and we have our visit, and time goes on, and I decide now the coast is clear. We've gotten, I've gotten relaxed. I'm having fun, I'm visiting. I'll tell him, hey, I have gum. And he goes, I'm like, Jesus, calm down, oh my God. And he's like, come on. And I look around, just chill out. And I slowly pull the gum out, and he rips it out of my hand, rips it open, tears it open, starts chomping on a piece of gum with his remaining front teeth, because all those other teeth I said are missing. So he kind of looks like a cow chewing cud. And he's like, and it takes like 3 or 4 of those for the taste to overwhelm him. He hasn't had gum in about 3 or 4 years, I don't know. And he closes his eyes and he leans back like he's praising Jesus or something. He's like, long time. And he's like, tastes different. He looks at the pack, juicy fruit. It's the same, but it tastes different. I'm like, yeah, I don't fucking know, it's juicy fruit. And that's when he just starts shoving stick after stick after stick of gum in these secret pockets that he's cut in his Converse sneakers. He's sliced between his sole and the cushion of his shoe, and he's shoving stick after stick after stick. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? He goes, I can sell these for $1. I'm like, oh. That's why he had asked for a jumbo pack. I had thought that was odd when he had requested the jumbo pack, and he specifically said it 3 or 4 times, jumbo pack. And I thought, oh, okay, we got a 4-hour visit. He wants a fresh piece of gum every 3 minutes, I don't know. You know how like Bubblicious, they would lose the flavor very quickly or something? I forgot how great juicy fruit is. It holds the flavor. Anyway, so I'm like, he's being very brazen about it, shoving stick after stick after stick. And then he takes the other shoe and does it stick after stick after stick. And it dawns on me, oh, he has used me as a mule, and he doesn't give a shit who knows this. And I'm just trying to get his attention focused back on me. There are guards everywhere. There's a prisoner sitting to my left who was this really beefy Hispanic guy. And he was missing part of his skull and missing his eyeball, and it was like all put together, kind of like, a sculptor is doing a bust and they haven't gotten to the other part yet, and so it's just like thumbprints still in there. That was his eye. And he's drooling out of one mouth and his other eye is dripping. He's just a mess. And I'm like, okay, I'll talk about him. Just focus on something else. And I said, my God, what's wrong with this man? What happened to him? My dad says, oh, him? He killed his wife and his kids and then tried to kill himself, but it didn't work. Good man. Quiet. Quiet, says the deaf man. And good, is relative. See, my dad is in prison for 20 years for trying to kill his girlfriend. He stabbed her 5 times and slit her throat from ear to ear, nearly decapitating her. So, quiet, sure, maybe. Good, judge not lest ye be judged is one of the main principles on the inside. Here I am looking at my dad chewing this gum like he's a little kid, seeing fireworks for the first time, and I'm sad at seeing him broken. He's capable of being all these things and also a murderer. And I just have this moment of clarity of just watching him and taking this in. and it's really quiet suddenly, and then somebody screams, "You!" I'm like, oh shit. And my dad doesn't hear, of course, he's deaf, so he doesn't know what happened. He's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "I don't know, somebody screamed." And everybody else had jumped too. And that's when I hear it again, "You!" And I look over, I see this man in a suit, tie, cowboy hat, cowboy boots. I recognize his face from a picture on the wall. He's the warden, he's pissed, and he's looking at us. He's like, "You, come here now!" And my dad, cool as a cucumber, struts over, again, completely healthy, best Elvis strut. Never mind, he looks like Nick Nolte from that crazy DUI photo, you know, like prongs of hair, and just sallow, and he's got prison whites on instead of a jazzy Hawaiian shirt. But he's cool, he doesn't care. He comes over, the warden doesn't know sign language, so he mouths over-exaggerated mouth movements and says, "What's in your mouth?" And my dad shows him this wad of chewed gum on his tongue, and he says, "Where did you get that?" My dad, without hesitation, goes, points right to me. You know, he couldn't say, "Oh, I found it." No. He's like, that bitch right there, that girl right there, she did it. Her, my daughter. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Wait, okay. I have never been in trouble in my life. I am 30-something years old. When this is happening, I'm like, I got a speeding ticket. One time I got hauled to the sheriff's station for prank calling my friend Maria like 1,000 times over Christmas weekend, but the bitch started it. And also I got a new phone for Christmas, so I had to call somebody. But I never got charged with anything. I had never done anything in my whole life. My dad has inadvertently convinced me to smuggle this, or he intentionally convinced me to smuggle this gum in, and now he's ratting me out quicker than a wink. And so the warden, he makes him spit out the gum, just like junior high, I'm telling you, just like school. And my dad casually struts back over, again, cool as a cucumber, and sits down. And I am shaking like this. Like, I couldn't even control it. It was incredible. And so I grab my Dr. Pepper, and I try to get some moisture in my mouth, and it just dribbles all down the front of my shirt, because I'm just like, ugh. And my dad's like, "What's wrong? You shaking? You scared? Pussy." Pussy. Yeah, like sign language makers couldn't come up with something a little daintier than a giant horse vagina, but no. Pussy. You know, a man didn't come up with that either, because they want it tight, and I don't know. But it's like, you could think it could be like a little nectar you suck the nectar out of. No. Pussy. So I'm like, yeah, I am scared, and yes, I am a pussy, but I am also free, and I'm free to leave. So I got the hell out of there fast. He's got a strip search on the horizon. I don't know, I know they're gonna search him fast or better than they usually do. So I'm like, you know what, see you later. And I kind of like sped walked across the parking lot, because you don't want to run in a prison. And so I was just like, and I got to the car, and my husband was waiting for me, and he's like, "Hey, how'd your visit go?" And I'm like, "Get out of here!" He's like, "What's the matter?" I'm like, "Just start the car, we gotta get out of here." He's like, "Okay." We get home, and now because my dad's deaf, I have no idea what happened. He's not able to just pick up the phone and call me and tell me what happened. So I just have to wait and wait and wait. And finally, 3 weeks later, I get a letter from my dad who says, "Surprise, I still have the gum." I kept some for myself, I sold others, and then I paid off some debt, because he has debt in prison. He says, "All right, next time, I want you to sneak in a Dairy Queen cheeseburger." Okay, can you use a bun to chisel your way out? I don't think so, but still, like, where am I gonna hide that? Thank you.
all gone. The world's come undone. What did her daddy do?